What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to learn how to tame some spazzes. Yeah! So our first way here that we can deal with the spaz. So if we're starting from the feet, first off, I can shoot in on this person, but I've seen like just people going crazy like he's doing right now. If I shoot in, sometimes you catch some knees, you catch some stuff to the face. So my favorite way to deal with someone who's just going crazy is to try to engage and get as close to them as possible right off start. So if we shake hands and I see that he's just spazzing out, going really crazy, I'm going to try to get in and lock his body. Right now, once we get to this position, I want to go up and then down to break him down and get him to the floor. And the reason that I like to do this is because if I'm doing like shots and stuff on someone who's just going crazy, a lot of times I go in, I start catching stuff to the face, knees, all that stuff. So a lot of times I'll try to get as close to them as possible. Now if he's spazzing out, I can change my angle and I can get him to the ground without getting myself hurt. So our next position, once we get to the ground here, if I am keeping my head up, and I've made this mistake rolling with white belts before, so if you're an upper belt and you're going with somebody and you're just kind of relaxing, you're letting them work, you have to be careful. Yeah, I've got my tooth knocked out almost just by leaving my head up. They come with these elbows, they start hitting you in the face, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So even though you're letting the person on bottom work, if they're spazzing out, you have to keep your head down. Right, so if I'm letting them move now, I'm not gonna get hurt as much. Compared to if I'm here and he's freaking out, he's going side to side, I catch an elbow to the tooth. The way that it happened to me is we were just standing here and I was letting him work his guard passes and he did the white belt spinning elbow of death on me. He went here, spun as hard as he could and just cracked me right in the tooth, and my tooth was hanging out of my mouth. So you have to be extremely careful. So from the bottom position, a lot of times when I'm rolling with someone who's super spazzy, if I'm trying to let him work and he's trying to pass the guard, I always make sure I keep my hands in or I keep them framed at my nose and my mouth now. So I'll never give someone the opportunity just kind of passing like this, playing around, because if they're just spazzing out, and even if they're not trying to, they could hit you in the face and they could hurt you and take you out of training for a while. So if you're letting someone work, someone new, as soon as they pass, try to keep everything in, you know, your knees, your arms. You should be doing this anyways, but sometimes, you know, you just make that mistake and that's all it takes to get hurt. A lot of times when I get hurt in training, it's because I'm letting someone work and I'm not going as hard as I can, and then they take it up a notch and then I end up getting my tooth knocked out, getting my knee hurt, something like that. So if he's on top, I'm keeping my head in and I'm always keeping everything protected. You know, when we get here at forward guard, I'm trying to control his hands. Pretty much anything I can do to protect my face and my ribs here. Because if he comes crashing down on any of that, you're going to be hurt, you're going to be out of training. So if I get on top, keep your head tucked in. If I'm on bottom and he's passing like crazy, my hands come in to protect my face. If we're starting from the feet and he's just going crazy, his hands are going everywhere, I try to close the distance, get control of the body, and then take him down. And that's just a few ways that you can roll with someone who's spazzy. You know, and you want to let your partner know. So if they're going crazy and there's a potential chance of you getting hurt, you have to look at them and say, calm down. You know, and most of the time, he'll be like, oh, I didn't even know I was going that hard. And then if he starts doing it again, I won't roll with him until he calms down. So I'll tell him, you know, it's not worth risking my career for someone who's just going crazy, trying to knock me out, right? So I have to keep reminding him. Sometimes you gotta put the smash on him, let him know what it feels like, but that's how you tame a spaz. As always, no liabilities.